Yeah, praise God. We thank God for another day that the Lord has made, and it is marvelous in our eyes. We give God the glory and we honor His name for this beautiful day that He has made. This 15th day of January 2023. Good morning, brethren. How are you today? I'm sure you're all good. Yeah, we are back again on the episode of marriage. Last time we talked about the singles. Today we're talking about the married. Yes. We have introduced the singles. Today we are introducing the marriage. So subsequent time we now take on any topics as the Spirit leads. On our video episode, last week was our first episode and today is the second, which is going to define our name as Women of Faith Ministry, Single and Married. So subsequent weeks, we can take on any topic as the Spirit leads. Yeah, talk about marriage. Marriage is a sweet thing. Yes, it's an honorable thing. It's a good thing. Yeah, like we talked about the last time about a woman waiting on the Lord for marriage and not making a mistake if following the steps and the will of God in marriage. Now, today we are going to talk about when a woman is in marriage, the do's and don'ts of marriage. Marriage is an institution that when admitted, my brother and my sister, it takes the grace of God to keep a home. Honestly, it takes the grace of God to keep a home. Like I used to say, in every home, there is somebody who makes the home. The saying goes that a woman builds her home. Even the Bible said it. Yes, a woman builds her home. That a wise woman builds her home, while the foolish destroys it with her own hand. Now, there are so many things that lead to mistakes in marriages. Some women get into that word marriage, they just like it. Some persons, not because they really want to be married, but because they just like the word marriage. They just like it, so they want to be there. They don't care the outcome afterwards. They just want to answer married woman. Some know their call as a woman. When they get married, they stay married. Yes. Some know what it means to be a wife. Submissiveness is the key. Being a submissive wife doesn't stop you from being a career woman. Like most people say, gone are those days when the woman's role is in the kitchen. Gone are those days when the woman is just the figure and anytime the man wants is there and all that. So when the man talks one, you're talking to. Some women go as far as becoming the breadwinner of the family. Some, when they are working and fortunate to be the one bringing in the daily bread in the house, the man has become the maid and totally out of it. Yes, a lot are happening in marriages today. Now, there are so many topics when it comes to marriage, but what we are going to do today is a summary of it. Because marriage is an elaborate topic that you can't finish in just a day talking, no matter how you start it, how early you start it. So we just need a summary of it, of what marriage is all about and how to keep married, a godly marriage. Now, we have marriages of different kinds. There are people who got married and they make sure that they keep their home and they make sure that their home is used as an exemplary home. Some women get married because they have something they need in it. They don't want to stay once they get that thing they need. Marriage is a very, very wide topic. Okay, Now let's take the home as an example. The woman, a wise woman built her home, right? That's true. Then the fully destroys with her own hand. How? A wise woman is submissive to her husband. A wise woman understands her husband. A wise woman knows her role as a wife. A wise woman is a helpmate to her husband. A wise woman knows what it means to be a mother. Bring up her children according to the rule and commandment of the Lord. A wise woman train up her children the way they should grow, and when they grow, honestly, they don't depart from it. Now, many don't know what it means and what it takes to be a wife. Okay, let me not pound it like I'm talking about the women alone. Include even the men too. They have their roles to play. The Bible said that the man should love his wife as he loves himself. Do you love your wife the way you love yourself? So many men are the causes and the reasons why marriages are broken today too. So many men, they don't keep their home. They don't know what it means to take care of their wives and children. Now they run out there to take solemn in the hands of the side chick, where they spend the money. But when they come back home, there is no money. What am I trying to say in the essence? Marriage is something that two come together to become one. Two come together to become one. And when we talk about two coming together to become one, we're talking about a man and a woman that are of different background, sometimes from different communities, sometimes from different country, come together as one body to make a family. Now, the woman is expecting so much from the man. The Bible said the woman should be submissive. The Bible said the woman should be loyal. The Bible said the woman should be humble. Yes, that is true. Do the men also forget they have their own roles? The Bible said that a man that cannot take care of his family is worse than an infidel. The Bible also gives you a command to love your wife and care for her. The way you love your body. Is there any man who goes out of his house today without taking his bath? Is there any man who goes out of his house without kitchen or put perfume? They make sure they take care of themselves before going out. Most men even care for their cars more than their wives. Now, in order for this home to be united, to be peaceful, to be good, to be an exemplary home, these two need to come together. We both have roles to play. The role is not for the woman alone. A wise woman builds her home. Now, how do wise women build their home? Should a wise woman who knows that her husband is unfaithful to her go out there and give a handshake to the side chick that is taking her husband from her in order to build her home, or in order to be a wise woman? Or should this woman swallow all that it takes that the husband is doing to her just because she wants to be the wise woman who keeps her home? There is more to it, my dear. This is what it is. Devil. That union called marriage, devil don't like it. That's where the wiseness comes in place. The devil is there. He doesn't like it. You see that union? I do not know how many of us in these platforms that are married. I do not know how many of us that had a marital experience. I do not know how many of us that have children. But what I want to tell you is this. Look back to when you had your proposal, when you started your wedding planning, until when you get married, and until you start having children and keeping your home. What are the issues and the differences you noticed in your marriage? Devil don't like that union, marriage. That is where the wiseness comes in place. A wise woman keep her home with her knees. A wise woman keeps her home, committing her husband to the hands of the Almighty. That home is built on the rock of Christ. Because you first of all seek the face of God before getting married. You seek the presence of the Almighty before making a proposal. You, the woman, seek the face of God before accepting that man to become your husband. And after marriage, all is not well in the family, in the home. Something is going wrong. This is where the wiseness comes. Something is going wrong in my home. It is only a wise woman that finds, that indicates it, that notices this early, that something wrong is happening in my home. All is not going on well. All is not well in my marriage. But the foolish woman will listen to a side talk. I'm gonna leave that woman, that man. I saw him with one girl in the nanny tree. I saw a lady in the front of his car. You will be at your home, a call will come. Hello? Are you going on a party with your husband? Is it not you that I saw at the front of the car? The person knows very well that you were not the one at the front of the car. But he is calling you because she or he is calling you. Because they want to bring problems in your home. The foolish woman falls for it. The wise woman will think, it could be my husband's colleague. It could be the sister. It could be anybody. At that moment, what do? God, I don't know where my husband is going to, and there is a woman in front of his car. I hand him over to you. Please, Almighty Father, protect him, guide him, lead him, direct his step, whatever he does. Believe you me that as that man is going on that journey with that lady, you might not be there when it happened, but it has happened. That man might got to somewhere and, oh, sorry, I think I had somewhere I needed to go before this journey, but let's keep it for some other day. He drops the side chick at the side roadside and reverse back home because the wife has committed him to the hands of God. But the foolish one, hey, today, let this man come back. He will hear from me. Now, when the man comes back, who was that woman in the front of your car? You have destroyed your home with your own hand. And at the end of the day, you begin to seek help from one place to the other, looking for who is destroying your home. That is where it comes to place. Now, this word, marriage, is a sacred word. It's a sacred union. That you need to be ready. You need to be ready to enter into that covenant of marriage. Spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially, and otherwise. Now, when things are going wrong in your marriage, my dear sister, the wiseness of a woman comes when that woman realizes that there is a problem and hand it over to God. You do things that makes your husband ask questions. Now, have you asked yourself, this man got married to me so many years ago. There was something he saw in me. A lot of persons tried to stop him from marrying me, but he never accepted. This man failed. This man said it must be me. All of a sudden, something is going wrong. This man no longer listens to me. He even beats me. He even do this. He spanks me. He hits me at any little provocation. Why? What was those things I was doing then that he likes? What was those things I was doing then that he would not stay away from me? Look back to those good things you were doing that makes this man to accept and marry you. And then what do? You correct it. You don't get, some of us that go into courtship before marriage, you get into courtship with a man who spanks you, who beats you, has hits you at any little provocation, and you think after marriage you will stop. One or two friends must have told you, leave this man alone. You said, no, he will change. He loves me, he will change. A man who doesn't give you money when you are on courtship, those of you that do courtship, all of a sudden, you will say, no, he will change. When he marries, he will know he has a responsibility. My dear, you're used to him not giving you money. After marriage, please endure it. That's the truth. Only very few realizes that they have family. Some that is in their blood. You just have to endure it. During your courtship with a man, those of us who goes to the man's house to do the duties of a wife, when you are not married to a man, you wash his clothes, you cook for him, you do this, you do that. Now after you have gotten married, you need a maid. You want someone to wash clothes for you. You need a cook. You need a washing machine. You no longer want to wash. And the man is even discussing it outside with his friends. My wife has changed. This woman used to be so caring. Now he's bugging me over a maid. She's bugging me over a maid. She's just disturbing me every day. She needs cook. She needs washing machine. She needs that. She needs that. You were used to doing it when you were courting. Why then do you need something X in marriage? The man will change. Don't you know that? You were used to preparing his meals. You were doing the duty of a wife during courtship, and after marriage, you no longer want to do the duty of a wife. You now need someone to come and cook. You need a cook. I don't understand. You now need a cook. Someone else should now cook for you. Your husband. Do you even know what it is? That after God, the next person in your life is your husband as a woman. Yes. He is the number one on earth in your life. And you need another woman or man or whoever you employ to come cook for him. No, don't do that. And then you expect the marriage to be the same as it was before he married you. Because maybe the cooking was what you used to entice him. Maybe because you were the one washing his clothes and keeping it neat, washing it well, ironing it was why he married you. Now after marriage, you realize there is a laundry close to the street, along the street, down the street, because you're not a madam. And you expect the home to be the same. You expect the man to treat you as the same as the beginning. No. I don't know. We have to live our life in referring to God. Like Bible said that he is the same today, yesterday, and forever. You can't be something else in the beginning and become another thing in the afternoon, at the middle, and you expect things to be the same. You should be yourself at all time. Some of us get into marriage with pretense because we just need to be there. Some of us get into marriage with pretense because we want to answer the name. Please, my dear, you male and female, stop listening to side talk. Stop doing things you know your spouse don't like. Learn each other like book. What do my husband like and what does he not like? What do my wife like and what does she not like? What can I do to make my wife happy? What can I do to make my husband happy? What do I do to bring my home together? Prayer is one thing. The first number one is prayer. Hand your family over to the Almighty God. If you have not done it, if you have not thought of it, please do think of it. Hand your family over to the Almighty God. For if God be for us, the Bible says, who can be against us? A union that is built on the rock of God can never shake. And you keep your family under the shadow of God, my dear, you fear no evil, because He is with you. The Bible said that one with God is with majority. Before your wife is making mistakes, there is definitely something the husband is not doing right. Before the husband is making mistake, there is absolutely something the man is also not doing right. Look at yourself. Think back. Look at your life. What are those things I'm not doing right that I need to put in place for my marriage to stand and work as it should? You will see that if you build your family in the right path of God, you will bring up godly children. You bring up exemplary children that people would want to emulate and want to be like them. People will ask questions, who are the parents of these children? Honestly, I have heard about people beating their wives, quarrels in the house. I've never experienced it in my home. I'm not saying my home is the perfect one, but I never see them, my parents. I don't know whether they do that before we start growing up to know what is that, but as I grew up as a child to date, I have never, until my father died, I never heard my mom and my dad have any misunderstanding. I never see them. There are things you don't do in the presence of your children if you want to bring them up godly. See, your husband is your Lord. I keep telling people, Sarah called her husband my Lord. Lord is not referred to as God. After God is your Lord, your husband is your Lord. Yes. Your husband should be the next after God in your life. Now women before their husband talk one, they are already talking 10. Before their husband starts to talk, they've already finished the man and dump him and walk away. Some men are the one cooking and washing for their husbands, their wives, sorry. The wife has assumed the duty of the man in the house. There are duties of male and female in the marriage. The man has his duty and the woman has her duty. Please, my brothers and sisters, I am appalling us today. Let us learn to look back to what we did, how we got into our marriage, how we got into the union we call marriage today. What happened? What was that thing we did? A sister came to me and told me, I'm done. As in, it's not, I won't die in this marriage. Let me use my life and do something. I called her. I told her that, see, you told me some things about this, your husband. And I was happy. And because of things you told me, it makes me to like him as my sister's husband. You told me a lot during your courtship. You rejected many and he rejected many for the both of you to come together. There was something you saw. There was something he saw. Today you tie wrapper on your chest. You keep your hair. You don't make your hair. You don't look good anymore. You only look good on Sundays when you want to go to church. That is the only time you dress and look good. You no longer dress properly as a woman. Do you really know that you need to entice your husband on every day of your life as long as you live in that marriage? Find out the things he wants. Those of you who did courtship, unlike us who proposal came within 3 weeks we are married, there was no courtship. We begin to learn our own husband inside a marriage. You had courtship. You know this man before you entered into this marriage. So you are at advantage. Yes, you are at advantage. In as much as that courtship on a platonic ground. I preach against sex before marriage. I don't like it. I'm totally against it. If you have a platonic courtship, if whether 1 year, 2 years, or whatever, you will know what you want. 5 months, 6 months, 3 months, or whatever. You want to know your man, fine. If you think that by getting a courtship will make you know him, fine. So long as on a platonic ground. I do not subscribe to that because I know that when it comes to courtship, there is always a lot of pretense. Now you had a courtship with this man, you know this man, you know the kind of food he eats, you know everything, you know him. And now you have entered into the marriage, you have your first child, you have second, you have third, you start finding faults. After third children, you are now finding faults. You no longer dress well. You don't make your hair. You don't keep your face properly. Every woman now depends on makeup. Every woman now depends on makeup for people to see their real face and their real self. No. Please, my friend, my brothers and my sisters, please, makeup is just an addiction. Look neat, as in normal. Because if you are the type of woman that depends on makeup, you like makeup, you want to put it artificial. And this is a man that married you probably when you were looking freshy, looking young, without makeup, you look good. He likes you like that. And then he married you. And tomorrow, if there is no powder on your face, if there is no expensive Mary Kay's on your face, you don't go out. Then you come back, you wash it off, you're looking like what I don't understand. When you were going to his house during courtship, you were wearing bum shorts. Then you get married, you start wearing big gowns like I'm wearing. Of course, my husband knows me with all this, even before marriage. You were wearing, those kind of sexy things for him to get attracted to you during courtship. Then after marriage, you're covering everything. And you expect him to still love you the way he loved you that time. It's not possible. That is why it is good to just enter it. Anything you see, he's learning. Anything you see, you're learning. Both of you learn and learn from there and grow with it. But in this case, you begin to you patch here, you patch this one, you put lashes, you do many things, and then at the end of the day, when you wash up before the man, you're looking different, and you expect him to love you. Do you know why they stay with side chicks? Because side chicks are the people they see only once in a while. They are seeing you of that early stage during that courtship in that side chicks. That time you were always making up, putting everything you need to put on the rishi to look good for him. That's exactly what the side chicks are doing now. You were wearing bun short. That's exactly what they are doing. Tight jean. That's exactly those things you were doing during your courtship before marriage are the exact things the side chicks are doing. This is just the reason why the men go to the side chicks. It's the same thing as mothers. As far as I know, same thing you were doing at that time is the same thing they are doing. So it's only when you continue on that basis that the man uses. Before I married my husband, I didn't get to make him like the things I do. I get to like the things he wants. Yes, I braid a lot. I fix hairs. At the time, I'd go on low cut and tinted my hair. That was even during the period I met my husband. But the man I married said, sweetheart, I don't like braiding. I don't like all those fixing of hair. Anything artificial, I don't want it. Keep your hair natural for me. My beloved brother and sister, I begin to love, I instantly overloved natural hair because my husband loves it. That is what he wants. I am not used to all this polishing of nails as of when I was growing up. I don't do it. If I want to, once in a while, I fix my nails. My husband don't like fixing of nails. He doesn't like it. My wife, I love a woman that maintains her nails and polish them any colors except black. Just do it for me. My beloved, I have different colors of it and I change it on weekly basis. I make it weekly because my husband is not presently available around with me. If he's here with me, maybe I'll be doing it on daily basis. Just because I want him to be happy with me because he likes me polishing my nails. Now, my love, I love you looking like a woman. Earrings, necklace, just look like a woman. I no longer go out without earring on my ear, and in fact, big ones. I am the type that if it is for me alone, those people that says big earring in the market that time, before I got married, big earring in the market, it will remain in your hand till eternity because I won't even ask you how much. But because my husband loves it, I am the one that asks them now. No, this one is smaller. I need a bigger one. Don't you have big earrings? Because that is what he wants. I didn't get to know these things during courtship because there was no time for courtship. We started as marriage, so he told me the likes. I killed my own likes and then married his own. And that's it. Heavy makeup, no. All those patch here, patch there, patch there. Put eyelashes, I don't want it. My dear, if eyelashes dash me 1 million, I won't even dash somebody because I will not be supporting. My husband don't like it. What I don't like, I don't give to somebody because I don't support it. I will burn it and throw it away. I don't put lashes, not because I can't afford lashes, but because my husband don't like it. So those things he want me to do them in a neat way, the way they want it. You will see your home. Find out, forget about what you like. I keep telling people this. I told that my sister. I say, you forget, and she's a member of Woman of Faith. She's a strong woman in the Woman of Faith. And when I talk about fasting, this lady is someone I know that can fast for 40 days without shaking. But even at that, she's still at the edge. I have tried to pull her to the Christian way. I keep pulling her. I told her, going to church every Sunday is not what makes you a Christian. Your life. Do you know what that Christian means? It means Christ-like. Someone who behaves like Christ. That is Christian. Looking like somebody, behaving like somebody is what makes you a Christian. Not by going to church with Bible every Sunday. Go back and find out what your husband likes and do those things. Please. Find out what he likes. It's your husband. Your source of happiness. After God is him. Some women will say, I'm a career woman. I make money. Yes, you make your money. I know that. Women are very, very comfortable with divorce and marry again. Why do you marry again? If marriage is not important. Look at the histories of our so-called celebrities today. Many of them are married, divorced, marry again and divorce. Why do you marry again if marriage is not important? If the man is not important, why go into it again? As you go, you divorce, stay divorced. Don't even go have anything to do with the man. But if you think it is necessary for you to remarry again, then do make sure. Do take your own important. Take your own serious. That one that God has given you, you have 1, 2, 3 children with that one. Why don't you keep that one? Work on yourself to what that man likes and what you know that perfects him. Complete him. Because if actually you seek the face of God before that marriage, it means he is your Adam. If that man is your Adam, then he will tolerate your excesses. But then you would learn to kill your own emotions, kill your likes, and accept his own life. That is marriage. Is marriage not living? They say, for this reason shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. That means you're going to leave some things. There are so many things you leave. It's just like you get a new house, you've been living in a place and you get a new apartment, you want to move into the apartment, you need to put things in order. Why move into the new apartment to check and look around your house? There are so many properties there I don't need. Some you give it away. Some you go with it. Some you let go. Yes, that is what marriage is all about. Marriage is a new apartment you want to go into. Check your life. Throw away those bad ones. Some of the things about your life, throw them away. Some you leave it there before you move. Just leave it. Then the very good one you think that is compatible with this man I'm going to marry, you move along with it. Because your family has known you from birth. So there are some characters, some attitude you live in your home before going to marriage. This man doesn't know you. So look for those ones you know he can manage, he can tolerate. Go with it. I don't feel change for anybody. I can't change for any man. Who told you that? Then why are you marrying? Man is not good. Marriage is not good enough. No. I don't want to get married. I don't want to be stuck in one place by one man. And then you leave the man and then you go to marry another. Why? If that man is not good enough, you leave the man, why don't you just leave him and leave totally everything that has to do with marriage, everything that concerns marriage, leave it there. Forget about it. Continue with your life. When men come and say, no, I don't need a man in my life. Not to leave one marriage. You divorce a man and then you get yet into another marriage. Another man. Who told you that man is perfect and better? Divorce is not the answer. Look for those things you know. Look for those things you know that is needed. Those things you know that that can spice your home. Many of us cannot cook without spice in our food, and yet we don't spice our home. In as much as you pray, there are so many things you do that the man likes. There are so many things. Find a way to find out the likes of your man. The man doesn't have my time. The man can't stay with me. The man doesn't want to sleep with me. The man don't have anything to do with me. He doesn't want to have my time. He goes out to sleep with other men. Other women. You go keep complaining every day. Let me tell you also one thing. Another thing that kills the man is nagging. When a man has a nagging wife, oh God, he prays he never get married, because there is absolutely nothing that man will do that that woman will appreciate. Every damn thing, no matter what you do, you are always nagging. The same thing to nagging men. Do you know we have nagging men? It is even worse when the man is the one nagging. But if you know your spouse, you try as much as you can to learn them. Why do I always talk about learning? These are two different persons coming from different homes, come together to get a union that is called marriage, to build a home. You have to learn each other. Marriage is an institution. You have to learn. If you don't learn, how do you understand yourself? How do you live together? There is always going to be a problem until you learn to learn yourself. Learn what this man wants. Learn what this woman needs. The need is for the woman, the want is for the man. What does he want? What does she need? Women will love caring, pampering a lot. Men, I swear, love it. I'm talking out of experience. They do. But in the mix of that, we should always remember to hand our home over to God. I told my sister, leaving this man is not the key, because you will leave this man and you still go and meet another man. He went to, and you have 3 kids already for him. Look back to those days when you were the best in his eyes. What were those things you were doing? What were those things that enticed him? What were those things that make him feel like there is no world without you? Please, you're still young. You're just 35, going to 36. And you're already looking 50. Turn around. Look at yourself. What am I doing that is not right? What am I doing that I need to correct? What are the mistakes? There are something, I'm sure there is something, absolutely something that I'm doing that is not right. What's that thing? Rita Dominic got married at the age of 47, 48. She was still looking very pretty and young. Nkiruka Sylvanus was married some days ago at the age of about 39 or 40 or thereabout. She still looks very young and beautiful. But some of us here got married at the age of 20, 24, 25, 15, 30, 28, and we look older than 50. Why? Because we have entered. And because we have entered, we keep ourselves. We relax. We are now wife. So there's no need taking care of the body. When a woman should get fresher and younger after marriage. That's my philosophy. A woman should get fresher and younger after marriage. You start from that year of marriage to count. Subsequent years, you should be younger than you were 10 years ago. Like the next 5 years after marriage, you should be younger than you were 6 years ago. That's a year before marriage. Yes, age is something that you cannot deceive. It's natural and normal with nature. But if you are in a happy relationship, you should be younger than you are before marriage, than you were before marriage. So my beloved brothers and sisters, marriage is a good thing, like I said. It's a very sweet union. It comes with tongues. It's not a bed of roses, honestly. It comes with tongues, where you have to kill your desire to accept another's. Where you have to do what some other person wants. Take permission before you travel, before you do things. Apart from food you eat, every other thing you do, there should be permission before you do it. Because you just might be sleeping and your husband tap you and say, honey, I need something. You have to give it to him. So there is permission even before you sleep. It's such a sweet thing. I like it. You know, the part of marriage that I love so much is that part of taking permission. I love it. I love it so much. I love the fact that somebody is telling me what to do, where to go to, when to go, how to do about it, how to go about it. You know, the good thing about it is that when I tell my husband something, I want to do this, he will tell me, honey, I think you should do it like this. What do you think? He still seek my opinion at the end. You see? But if you just have to do it without taking his opinion, of course you know what it means. Those of us that marry Anambra men who love obedience, submissiveness, loyalty, and then leave the rest. Just do what they want and leave the rest. That's it. So my dear brothers and sisters, this is the talk of marriage, not only for women. Please, husbands, learn to tolerate your wives. It's not easy. Many of us made mistakes before we enter. By not seeking the presence of God, we ended up marrying another woman's husband, another man's wife. So you have to be prayerful and tolerate in order for this union to grow and be the way it should. You have to love your partner, love your wife. The Bible says you should love her like you love yourself. Of course, you know the kind of love you have for yourself. Because you and your wife are one and no longer two. Always carry your wife along. Accommodate your wife in every of your doings. Bring her in. Don't make her feel like a stranger. If your wife are doing the things you think she wasn't doing before marriage, please learn how to discuss with her. Talk to your wife. She's your partner. Honey, these things you used to do, you no longer do them. Why? Even if she disobeys and after you talking to her, she still continue doing what she wants, please keep praying and keep making her, bring her mood out. And you see her turn around to say, it's true. I used to dress like this. I no longer dress like that. I'm not dressing anyhow for my husband. Please, my husband, I'm sorry. There's nothing in it. Women should learn how to apologize, learn how to be submissive, learn how to be obedient, learn how to be humble. Humility is the key. And you, the man, learn how to shop for your wife. You're coming back from work, you saw a very salesy, nice clothes, things you know, those things you like your wife to wear, you know you. Stop going to side chicks. Find a side chick in your wife. Your wife should be 3, if not 4 in 1. She should be your mother, your sister, your wife, and your side chick. Yes. The woman should be your wife, your sister, your mother, and your side chick. Then when it is time to see her as a mother, wow, you treat her as one. Time to see her as a friend, wow. Discuss some certain things with her. You know, how many times do you even discuss with your wife? Have time for her. Women need attention. We love attention so much. Some of our men no longer have our time. They don't give us attention. They don't want to know anything about us. No, it's wrong. Take your wife out. How many times do you take your wife out in a month? Even the bricklayers go around after their daily job. They make some small money. They take themselves out. The side chick, don't you take them out? You do. So when you feel like going to a side chick, you remember you have a side chick at home. Take her out like a side chick at that time. When it's time to be a wife, you're dealing with your wife. When it's time to be a mother, please seek advices from your wife. Because she's your mother. Your mother will give you the best advice. So you seek it from your wife. When it's time to be a friend, please confide in your friend. She's your wife. Please, we need to really learn a lot of these things. Your wife should be everything. And to the women, your husband should be everything. Your brother, your friend, your husband, your Lord. He's your father, he's your friend, he's your brother, he's your husband. All in one. Just divorce your husband. Go back to your home and stay for 1 month. No, don't even divorce. Just go through separation, ordinary separation. Just go to your house. I know I won't marry again. Go to your house and stay for just 1 month. By the time you hear side talk, you will tell them, I came for a visit. I'm going back to my home. Please, oh. There is time for everything. A time to marry. And when that time to marry comes, and fortunately you're one of the blessed one, and God gives you, you marry, please be submissive. Respect the man. Most of us, before we are going in, we are so passionate about it to respect this man. Yes, darling, yeah, honey. After husband start calling him his name, Papa Ngozi. Papa Ngozi, there is no food in the house. Papa Emeka, there is no food in the house. This is the same man you were calling honey, sweetie, darling. Just go and peep through the window where the side chick is calling your husband's name. Sweetheart. Hello, baby. Your side chick is calling baby, and you at the home is calling him Mama Ngozi, Papa Ngozi. What do you expect? So please, women, also learn to confide in your husband. Make yourself their side chick by dressing neatly. Stop all those makeup that side chicks makeup. Your husband, it might not be washed up before the man leaves them, but the wife makeup will be washed up in some hours. So when he look at it, and after washing up, your face look irritating. It's no longer appetizing. It's no longer interested. That is why it is very, very important as a side chick for your wife, for your husband, you dress neatly. Sometimes you just go out. I mean, while you're cooking, you're wearing a bombshell, dressing very fine at the kitchen. You put a dry fish or a meat in your mouth. You just go to your husband, where he's like, oh, honey, put it in his mouth. From your mouth, yes. Those are the things that keep that spice the home. But if it is the cook that is cooking, the cook wouldn't do that. Sometimes you want to pick something from the wardrobe, top of the wardrobe. You want to pick your shoes on Sunday morning. You want to go to church. Your shoes on the top of the wardrobe. Honey, please come and push me. Please just help me. As he lifts you, please push me a little bit. I can. When it's something you can easily collect from there, you're spicing the marriage. You make the man, he will just laugh. Hey! When he's touching the succulent body of his wife, pushing her up to collect something. Your husband, before he goes out to work in the morning, please give him a kiss. Goodbye kiss. Oh, honey, I'm going to miss you. Have a lovely day at work, okay? Give him a goodbye kiss. And don't ever drop your husband's call without saying I love you. Some people, okay, now I'm gonna take care, bye-bye. Your husband call you, even the one offering the call. The man is the one that called you. You are the one offering the call. Bye-bye, you're already off the call. Don't ever drop without saying I love you. Don't do it. Don't ever drop your call without telling your husband I love you. Before you drop the call, say, honey, I love you. Whether he says I love you too or not, it doesn't matter. He's the man. You should say it. Always say it. Remember that you are caretakers. The husband and the wife are caretakers, serious caretakers to their children. Those children are not yours. God will seek how you take care of them when the time comes. So for those of you that God has given children, 1, 2, or 3, or 4 above, you are taking care. Please raise those children the way they should grow, in a godly way that they should grow. And when they grow, I believe they will not depart from the way of God. And then God will credit that one for you, that you have taken good care of the one He gave to you to take care of. Don't forget that before the children grow and begin to make friends outside, begin to go to school, their first role models are their parents. That thing they see you do after the parent, the next is their teachers. Know your children's teacher. Yes, know them. Know their relationship with their teacher. After their parent, the next role model the children has is their teacher. Check the work, the way they do. If a child is not doing well in a particular subject, just know that that child is not very good with the teacher of that subject. That's the truth. So please, we have a lot of roles to play as couples. My beloved brothers and sisters, we've taken a lot of our times today. May the Almighty Lord, in His infinite mercy, bless this little that we've heard today and help us put in practice the perfect ones that will keep our home, that will help us build our home as a wise woman do. In Jesus Christ's holy name I have prayed. Amen.